Hey Scrappy peeps, this is Lisa from the Cherry on Top. I'm just making a process video for you today. I would like to show off just how quick and easy it is to use our templates. I've chose some of my newest ones. This is a template from the Rainbow Row pack, and I am going to be scrapping with a gorgeous new collection from LouCee Creation. You can see me scroll through a little bit here. It is also rainbow inspired, so I thought it would be pretty nifty, and I know that there are some gorgeous flowers in here. So let's just get started so you can see just how quick and easy it is to use these. I'm going to slide in a flower, and then I'm going to have it replace all the yellow ones. I'll go about the same size as the flower. It's going to replace the yellow ones here. That's the white large, because I want the purple ones to represent the larger flower. So we'll get it the size we want, or about. Oh, it's even the same kind of shape. That's pretty cool. I'm going to get rid of these centers because my flower already has a center. And I'm going to duplicate, left click, okay. And then we're just going to put them over. You can turn it a little bit. I always like to turn everything a little bit so that we get a totally different angle on our flower instead of each flower the same way. That's kind of boring, silly, maybe even I would dare to say lazy. Okay, we still need quite a few more, so get in there and tweak them a little bit to get just the right look, angle, feel. Duplicate these, duplicate the layers with the left click, okay, and maybe what we could do is even flip it vertical and slide them right into place. Who knows? Let's see. Look at there. See, that's a way to get lots of flowers in place. So we can tweak it just a little if we want even. There we go. And you have several choices what you can do to get the shadows all going. You might want to go in here and, I don't know why it does it automatically. It's a little bit annoying. And simplify those layers. It'll make your files a lot smaller. What you can do, now that we've replaced the yellow flower, before you delete it, if you like the shadows we gave, all you have to do is right-click. You're going to copy the layer style. Okay, and then we're going to go here, and if you like where all the flowers are, you can click on all of them to save you lots of time. Right-click. You can merge the layers, just like this was merged. And then we're going to right-click, and we're going to paste the layer style. Voila! Now we can get rid of the yellow ones. Left-click and use the backspace if you want, or you can right-click and delete. And those flowers have already been replaced. Now I'm going to take some white flowers, and I'm going to have the white flowers replace the big purple ones. And I'm not going to need the centers, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of those right away. And then you see over here in my layers, I put the big white one so it's on top now. I chose a kit with beautiful flowers, of course. And these can be a bit larger. See, do we like how large that is? Is that large enough? It does have to be slightly larger than the blue, or it's not going to look right. Okay, we'll take it. I can simplify this already. Then each duplication, it'll come out not simplified. Okay. And don't forget, like I said, if you turn it all a little bit, it gives your page just a nicer, more perfect look. Turn them all a little bit. Okay, and then to save a little bit of time, we'll left click whilst holding the command key with a Mac. Duplicate the layers. And you can do what I did before, and I just click on there a little bit so the box comes up, and we can flip it vertically. And then we could slide those right over our purple flowers. Saves you lots of time. I know a lot of people don't scrapbook because they say, I just don't have the time. And I understand. I totally understand. I'm going to need 2 more flowers. Duplicate. And templates, they serve so many purposes. For one, if you lost on the mojo, and you just are like, oh, I don't even know where to get started. I don't know what kind of layout I want to do. A template is so awesome for that. Okay, now we're going to do it again, okay? We're going to right-click, and we're going to... Wait a minute, where are we? Yeah. right click. We want to copy the layer style with a left click. Okay, then we're going to go up here. Now it's important that you remember to not put a shadow on an element before you clear the layers. Okay, we're going to merge them first. We're going to merge the layers, and then we're going to right click. It's important to do it in this order. Paste the layer style. Boom! There we go. Look at that pretty wreath we got going so far. I think it looks great. Okay. Now we're going to need to replace our greenery. Let's take a look through and see what we have. I'm even thinking how interesting it might be. Maybe I'm going to slide one in there. Maybe use one of these beautiful ribbons instead of greenery. I'm not sure. Look at all these gorgeous gems down here. And scatter, we're going to need that eventually. I got to hold my horses. I can't get ahead of myself. Here, I quite like this greenery. This is looking nifty. Definitely would have to be smaller. We'll see what it looks like. Ooh, I think a bit of greenery would really, really be good here. And it doesn't have to be exactly like ours. It maybe should be on the same level. But even that you can change. You change it however you like. Ooh, I think that looks pretty darn nifty. Okay, I dig it. Great. I just wanted to see, though, how would it look if we used the bow instead of greenery? See what I mean? It's like a nifty kind of shape. I don't know how much I like it with the flowers, though. I do like it, but it's almost too much texture. It's almost a little over the top. Maybe just a little bit too busy. And like I said, I do like these, but this should be above the scatter. See with the greenery here? It needs to be with that. Let's go ahead and simplify this so when we copy it a million times, we don't have to do it then. Okay, we are just continuously duplicating the layer. And I'm going to find where my green guy is on my template. See, you can see him here. And then I'm going to put it in and just turn it, twist it, tweak it like we say, until we get it right where we want it. But you can always just leave those template layers on there until you're finished. Even if you're finished completely, sometimes it's a bit too busy for me, so I have to change it. And I think also what we could do here is we could change the angles of these. There's lots of different ways you can change the angles, which makes it even more variety. Let's see if we can kind of get it where we need it just by moving everything at the same time. When you can move all these things at once, oh boy, you could save lots of time, right? Makes it really nice. Okay, yeah, okay, but I don't like where these are. I like where that one is. So then, oh, this one's okay. Get in there and move it to right where you want it. I don't know how much I want it hanging off the page there. I kind of like it not too close to the edge. We still got lots of scatter to work with. Ooh, I like that one kind of holding out on the inside there too. That's great. Okay, we're going to need a couple more. Let's see, 1, 2, only 2 more. So we'll go ahead and we'll just click on those. We'll duplicate those 2. Bring them up. One is way over here. Ching, ching, ching. Turn and rotate. Get it where you need it. And of course, you can always add more if you don't think that this is enough greenery that we've provided you. You can always go ahead and add your own. So I think what's kind of neat about these process videos is you get an idea. Well, firstly, I wanted to show you how to use the templates. But another thing that's nifty about process videos is if you don't know anything about digital scrapbooking, you can get a very good idea. Oh yeah, I was going to show you a different way to change the angle of something to give it more variety. And you can flip your layers, either vertically or horizontally, and then it'll be totally different. Oh, hey, we're short one, aren't we? We are short some greenery. Let's see. Do we like that there? I don't know. I don't dig it. It sticks out too far. Compared to all the rest, it sticks out. And I also like when it comes inside of the wreath, too. I think that looks pretty nifty. Okay, let's get one more then. I miscalculated there. Okay. Then I'm going to turn this one way around so it doesn't look exactly like the other one. And that's all you really have to do here. This template, because I merged all the layers for you, I hope you don't mind, it really makes it go a lot faster. Okay, so we're going to come up here and we are going to copy this layer style. And then we're going to come here and we're going to merge these all together. Now remember, you don't have to do that. You can go through and put the shadow on each and every layer. It'll just take you a little bit of time. I'm going to delete that layer, and then I'm going to paste my layer style there. See, I love how it brings it off the page. It's really important to get that going. Okay, next is the scatter. Now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to delete this scatter and able to put in my scatter, or it is going to be so busy, I'm not going to know top to bottom, head to toe. So I'm going to right-click. I'm going to copy that layer style, and then I'm going to delete it. There it goes. It's gone. Oh, I forgot to delete my purple layer, didn't I? There we go. Now that's gone too. Oh, it looks even better still. Now, remember that gorgeous scatter that was in here? Okay, need to make sure that it's on the bottom layer. Oh, so sorry about that. So sorry. I will go ahead and close that a bit. My barky doggy. The scatter looks so tiny, it might not even work here the way that we want it to work. Let me see. Yeah, I suppose it can. I can't believe how small it is. I'm going to go ahead and increase it just a tad. That's the thing. It depends on the designer you have, but you want to be very careful about making things larger. Making things smaller are always fine. It's no problem. But when you want to make them larger, you have to be very careful. I'm going to go to some shadows. I'm going to keep using the same shadows that I've been using. These ones that I use on the templates are from Snickerdoodle, and you could choose whichever shadow you think is best. That one looks a little high to me. I'm going to go for something a little smaller. That's a little better. Okay, now go back to our layers. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to put your scatter around. Definitely move it around so it doesn't look the same. And you don't have to put too much or too little or however many you want. I think that's pretty good. I think I really do want it to be filled in nicely. And of course, that's always your choice. However you like it. And the scatter, I'm going to twist it all around up and down. Maybe we want some on the inside, on the outside. I like to fill that inside in too a little bit. I think that's pretty exciting. I'm going to go ahead and left click and then right click and then duplicate the layer styles there. You know, I don't often talk as I design unless the children are around and I have to scream at them a little bit for arguing or shouting or beating each other up, you know. Then I talk while I scrap, but I'm finding it a little challenging to talk and scrap at the same time. You see, what's neat is even though you might have merged, well, if you don't merge them, is you can keep moving them individually. Sometimes you're going to have to do that, like here. Let me see. I can move this one a little bit. Oh! I have no idea what I just did. There we go. Okay. There we go. That one sticks out a little too far. I don't want it to stick out too far. Okay, I think we're probably halfway there. So I will go ahead and get all these guys here and duplicate the layers. I probably should have saved the shadow for last. If I wanted to, at the end of this, I could go ahead and merge those layers. Now remember what I did before? I click here so I can get this box. And then I'm going to flip it vertical. And then everything kind of stays exactly how it was. And I can just angle and move that sucker in there without having to do it one by one by one. But of course, you know, you kind of should at least get in there and tweak all of those a bit, if you could even find them all. Okay, let's see. Now I would probably go back and see, okay, where is some space? Like here, I think it's too much space without having the little scatter. So there we go. Now we have scatter. Okay, and here, I'd like some more on the outside. That looks good. I quite like this. But here, I don't even know where the scatter is. This is way too much on the inside. I'd much rather have it on the outside here. I don't mind a little bit on the inside because our picture is going to be in there, or a picture could be in there. It's up to you where you want your photo. I set up this template so that you can put a picture in the center, but you can always frame it. You could put a little frame here and then put a picture in there, however you want to do that. I know that Lou has quite some lovely word strips, so let's go check out the word strips. What she has. Ooh, a journal card will look beautiful. Believe me, unbelievable. I kind of like this always believe in yourself. See, I have boys, so all this pink and purple, I'm going to delete these, okay, folks? All this pink and purple, will be a little bit tough. I think I want this to be in the front. I'm going to bring it to the front with a left click. I think I quite like it largish. It all depends on how big my picture is going to be. You can see that it takes up quite a lot of the picture space. So maybe just a little bit of an angle. There we go. We're going to need a fairly deep shadow. I'm going to go into my effects. And this is a paper, so these down here are the paper shadows. I'm going to take one of the bigger ones. And of course, you can always go into your layers. Left click real fast, double click, and here you can customize. And you can get your shadow exactly how you want. I wanted mine a little higher. Now it is already on a very light background, so I won't have to mess with the color, the opacity, and anything like that. I'm not going to have to mess with that. That's okay. All right, so we have that one there. And you can choose if you want to put something up here or not. I don't believe I will. I think my wreath is fairly busy enough, but I am going to come back down here to this journal card, and we are going to totally spiff up this, what we call a cluster. Let me go ahead and find that greenery that I used all around. Here it is. There's another kind of greenery. You can always mix up your greenery if you like. I feel like my wreath is already quite busy, so I am going to not put that busier type of greenery in there, or foliage, whatever you want to call it. I think what I want to do here is actually put this greenery underneath, wait a minute, underneath my journal card. There it is, right there. Let me simplify that layer. Get a nice shadow. It's pretty high up, you know, if you think about a shadow in layers. Oh, that's a foliage layer. Oh, that's okay, I think. Yeah, that's what I want, a foliage layer. You think about this. This is one layer, this is a layer, this is a layer, this is a layer. We're talking a fifth layer already of shadows. So that can kind of help you figure out exactly, well, how big or dark should your shadow be. I think the darkness of the shadow depends, of course, on how far and away your thing is, your element is, whatever it is that you want to work with there. But it also has a lot to do with the background that you're using. If you have a pretty dark color for your background, well, then your shadow is probably going to have to be a little bit darker for it to even show up. Okay, so there's a little bit of greenery. Bring the layers even further out. I love that. Let's go back to the flowers. There were some really beautiful ones I thought here at the top. No, these are the ones we've been using. I'm afraid they might get really washed out looking if I use those. So I thought I'll look down here at some other ones that might match. These are very different. This is kind of a realistic flower, and then we have the whimsical leaves, and I don't want too much pink, but this one here is kind of shouting at me a little bit. Maybe we'll make this one a little bit smaller here. And see, there's this pink here in the believe in as well. And I have this thing. I have this thing when things are busy. I have a lot of things. I know what you're thinking. That I like to try to mimic or copy several of the same thing over and over and over again to give your pages more balance is what you'll get when you duplicate a couple of things. Duplicate. And we'll bring that down here then and turn it so it's not the same angle. Just, you know, put a little more work into it that way. Okay. And then I feel still like we need something else. I got this nice big blue one, but I wonder if it's not too much blue. Oh, look at that beautiful thing in the front and the center there. Beautiful gemmy, jewelry thing. It's very nice. Because I'm more than likely going to use a guy picture. I didn't really look at my pictures. I usually have that prepped for you, and I didn't do that this time. So I might just give you an example, but then go in later and put something else in. This shape flower is really not working here. It has to be very small because I don't want you to miss out on the Y in yourself. Let's see though. We'll just go and we'll see. I didn't really plan this too far ahead. Like sometimes I try to plan them a little further ahead. You know what I think might look nice is I'm going to go ahead and get even more greenery. And I'm going to raise it up above the card. Let's see how that looks. Just to give it a little bit of separation between the flower and the card, especially because it's blue and blue. You know what I mean? Blue on blue. I wanted that blue flower on a blue piece of paper. It's kind of boring. Of course, we brought this up, this foliage, we brought it up a bit, so we should also deal with the shadow a bit. Okay, but it is just the second layer above that, though. I definitely want to mess with the color. I want to make that shadow a bit darker. Okay, I think that's not too bad. I kind of like that. These, see here, we have all these colors, and with the darker purple, we've got the darker purple in the background here. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's take a look at our papers and see what we want for background. Once again, busy, busy, busy. All of these papers have some type of pattern or something going on. And I think a really tiny pattern paper might not look great. Let's go ahead and experiment just a bit with some papers. Here's a fairly busy paper, and I feel like our page is already pretty busy, so that's kind of cute though. Let's see, let me take my photo spot, and I'm going to move that up above it. Oh gee, I don't know, that's kind of cute. It's really not too bad. I love how the colors are all mimicked in that scatter. I think that's pretty good. Okay, well there's one. This one was actually my favorite. Let's see. It's just a tad busy for me. I don't know. I just can't handle the busy. My brain is already so busy. I'm going to send it to the back. It goes a little faster, and then I only have to push it up on one. See what I mean, though? Oh, I love this paper. But I already used it on a page, and I feel like I'm cheating if I do it again. What other might look okay? I've got these two shades of blue. I don't want to use the green because of all the greenery I have there. I'm just going to mess around with a few other papers and see. But I kind of like that bright one there. Oh, send to the back with the left click. Go up there and see what you think. Oh! I think I'm even going to just stop there. Now, of course, this is all your thing. You know, I'm just showing you some options, how you can use the templates and how you use Photoshop elements with the templates. I think I'm just going to stop right there, folks. Maybe I'll show you real quick how to insert a picture. What kind of picture have I got here? I got this cute picture here. Let's see. This is a really big picture with lots of background, which will be good for a photo spot like this. I think I'll just use this one. Oh, look at how nicely it fits in there in juxtaposition to this card here. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to left click, create a clipping mask. And there you see all the background got gone. This is really not bad at all. I'm going to move it down a bit because I don't like how his hair is in that flower there. I'm not sure if I can make it much smaller because that photo spot is rather large. See, you can see a little bit of the photo spot there. You don't want that. Wait a minute, does this photo spot go all the way up there? Oh, it goes all the way up there. But you know what? It's really not a big deal. We can move the photo spot as well. Okay, let's do that. You see how it has white here still? What we could do is we can make it smaller too. Let's see. Make it smaller because the background is really lovely. And we have this huge wreath. So there, I made the photo spot a little bit smaller. I'm going to move my boy here. I think I'm going to have to keep him up there. But you know what else we can do is take this flower. Oh yeah, we did that. Okay, let's see if we can turn it. See, if I would have left it separate, then I could have taken that flower individually and turned it, and now I can't do that. So that is one of the disadvantages of merging your layers. Otherwise, you know, I would go in here to this flower, this one, and I would just turn it so that the larger part here wouldn't be there, that would probably be the smaller part, and then it wouldn't be this hair, because that bothers me. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to click there on my picture, right, click, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally. But see, now I don't know if it'll fit very nicely anymore. See, before that card fit right in there, and I like that better, so I'm going to undo. There we go. I think this is the best one. The only other thing I can probably do here is make my photo spot even smaller still. Oopsie. My photo spot. There we go. As long as the photo stays inside the wreath, it should be good. And you can choose how you want to do that. there are so many other things, like I said, you could do. Oh, another thing we could do. Oh, it's just this height. I could have had a little bit more space on the top. All right, let me see. I still think it kind of needs to be more like this. See how it's just kind of a little bit there? And now we have to fix that part. Oh, boy. I always try to keep the videos as short as possible for you so you don't have to sit here through all of the tiny details. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Another thing we can always do too is make this card a little smaller. I don't like how it's over his ear there, so I'm going to make that a little smaller. Let me slide it over just a tad. There we go. Okay, so let's just say that that's it, and we're finished there with that. Thank you so much for checking out the cherry. Happy scrapping!